Hello everybody, my name is Dragon. Welcome back my channel Health Fitness 1047. Here is the episode new. Follow me.
Squid Game Part 2 isn't as shocking as the first, but isn't that the whole point? While Squid Game Season 1 created a global earthquake thanks to its shock, brutality, and freshness in storytelling, Season 2, according to many early responses, is no longer as shocking as before. The games are no longer as harsh or new, and the fate of the characters is handled somewhat slowly. Focusing more on the inner feelings than on blood. However, according to many experts and loyal fans, this may not be a failure, but a deliberate change of direction. Season 2 seems to no longer want to shock to attract views, but is trying to expand the theme, deepen the character's psychology, and lay the foundation for a long-term universe. More clearly reflecting the systemic corruption in society. Face Mask 1. Season 1. Shock is the weapon of exploration, but not the sole Squid Game Season 1 is famous for. Children play folk games, right pointing arrow, adults die like cut. The strong are not the strong, but the ones who are willing to betray. Each character represents a class, and is crushed equally. The shocking elements such as the first red light, green light scene, the night robbery in the dormitory, the betrayal scene in the marble game, make the film's brand. But if it stopped there, Squid Game would have been forgotten like dozens of other survival films. What remains is the hidden social message, the helplessness of humans in the inhumane competitive machine. No longer shocking, but haunting for a long time. The new part focuses more on Ji-hun's psychology after surviving. He is no longer a player, but a person tormented between responsibility and hatred. The past of the VIPs and organizers, revealing more clearly how they justify what they do. The power system that runs the game, not simply are a few sick rich people, but a global structure. Surviving on social indifference. The game may not be as brutal as the first part, but that is what makes viewers unable to look away, because now, evil is not in guns, but in the normalization of death and mind manipulation. Downward trend 3. Why do audiences feel disappointed? The disappointment comes from expectations. Part 1 is surprising, right pointing arrow. Part 2 is familiar. Part 1 attacks emotions, right pointing arrow. Part 2 forces you to think. Part 1 plays with survival instinct, right pointing arrow. Part 2 plays with moral awareness. A part of the audience still wants to see blood, betrayal, and clear mental breakdown, but Part 2 is going in a different direction, more silent and more tormented. Balance scale. Is this a wise or risky move? Small diamond wise, because Squid Game doesn't want to be a fast food, like many other series. They are building a solid foundation, so that later the story can be expanded in many branches. The other side of the VIPs. Games in other countries. Ji-hun becomes an anti-system person. Small diamond risky, because today's audience easily gives up if the next part doesn't wow them. In an era where shock to spread is the most powerful tool, choosing to go against the trend requires a long-term vision and a steadfastness in artistic value. Fire from survival arena to ideological arena. If part 1 is about survival, Part 2 turns to exploit. Trust. In the middle of hell, who can you trust? Freedom. When forced to play, you are the victim. But if you volunteer, what are you? Resistance. When is a survivor strong enough to fight back? System. Squid Game is moving from extreme entertainment to socio-political drama, where death no longer needs blood to be gruesome. Squid Game Season 2 is not as shocking as the first season, but isn't that the whole point? That question is not only a defense of Season 2, but also a warning. If you're only looking for shock, you'll miss the most important thing, the truth about ourselves and the world we live in. Squid Game is moving from a death game to a giant mirror, reflecting the corruption, selfishness, and despair of modern society. Script that is gentle but haunting like a needle prick under the skin.